All right. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses? Mr. Lewis?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Nichols?
Your Honor, I know he's already being held in custody on the juvenile parole hold. It's just my concern. I don't know how long that will last. And $10,000 for what he is accused of doing, coupled with his history, is woefully insufficient to protect the community for Mr. Carter. Typically, someone his age gets the benefit of a doubt, maybe a little leniency, both from me and from the court sometimes. This is not that case, Judge. He has been involved in multiple shootings. He is on parole through the juvenile system for his possession of a legally altered pistol, making it a machine gun. And here he is accused of committing a deadly conduct in the same, and context matters, Judge. It's while a homicide's taking place. And he is not on the offending side of that homicide. But he's also, as you can see with the picture, before that shooting started, he's posing with his firearm. It just happens to be moments before the actual shooting broke out. So I'm asking the court to increase his bond to something that will protect the community from that.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Lewis?
Yeah, just with Mr. Carter, as far as resources, him being 17, recently released, of course, on that parole. The resources that he did have, of course, his family did use to try to bond him out initially, which they did make that bond. They did make the bond. In my understanding, is a few days after that, the bondsman made him aware that he had additional bond conditions of having to get a monitor. He came in, got that done immediately without any issues. And then, of course, he wasn't going to be on bond that long, but a few days after that, or within that same week, the warrant came out from the parole hold. So he's been in custody about a week after he made bond. But he did comply fully with the bond that was set, including additional conditions. I'm not representing him on the parole situation, so I don't know what the status of that is as far as hearing wise or any possibilities of his blue warrant being released pending the outcome of this case. If it is, Judge, we would ask that the bond be allowed to stay where it is, especially given the additional bond conditions of the monitoring, which can be transferred, added to house arrest or anything like that if there are any other concerns for his public safety. But with him being 17 at this time, not working, he doesn't have any other resources where he will be able to make a higher bond than what his family was able to make at this time. He doesn't have any property they could sell or bank accounts or savings or anything of that nature. So we're asking Judge that the bond be allowed what it is, in addition to the amended bond conditions they would have, and we actually would ask for 24-hour house arrest if necessary under this matter once if he is released from that parole hold.
Okay, so Mr. Carter, I'm not sure I've seen anything in a history as bad as yours. Maybe a couple that I can think of that have ended up here. One specifically that ended up in this court on a murder instead of a deadly conduct and went to prison for the rest of his life. But you have been in trouble since you were 11 years old. 11 years old was your first delinquent court probation for a criminal trespass. Then there was a terroristic threat, runaway, expulsion from the alternate education program, another criminal trespass, an evading arrest or detention, violation of juvenile court probation, a theft, 2 more violations of your probation. They keep continuing. You keep getting chances. This is back in 20. This started in 18. So we're now in 2020. Another evading detention, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, 2 aggravated robberies. They still put you on probation for that. Then another violation of your court-ordered probation. And finally, possession of the Glock switch. And you got some little bit, sounds like not much time in TYC. And now we've got you out doing this. You are what is making our county and city a scary place to live. You and your buddies. I'm going to grant the motion, and I'm going to raise your bond in your case to $250,000. I'm going to order as a condition of that bond, if you're able to make it, GPS monitoring device and house arrest. We will reset your case for an announcement and get moving on it as quickly as we can. You can go back with the bailiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.